Hey everyone, it's Marabelle Blue here with the final commentary of Sin City Rules. Very long overdue, I must tell you. I have a lot of things on my plate at this moment with, of course, running a magazine and interviewing people and reading lots of great stories that people are submitting, getting new writers on a daily basis, which is absolutely fantastic. Kinky Magazine is really taking off. I had to take time out to watch Sin City Rules again just to catch up on the last two episodes. Now, I went to the TLC site, and of course they took it down. The only thing they have are just videos like intro videos and trailers and things of that nature. So TLC is pretty much done with Sin City Rules. But I was able to find it on a YouTube channel and basically catch up with what happened with the last two episodes. Now, I really don't want to go through a play-by-play because I just really want to get to the point of what this show was about, or what they tried to make it out to be. Clearly, in the midst of the show, they knew that they were going to cancel it. Or maybe this was just something that was supposed to be short-lived, and that was that. But after the ambush episode with Amy, I wrote, of course, I'm reading from my cards. Jennifer discusses possible surgery, which was unnecessary because Jennifer was not well, and thankfully she is. I had contacted her on Twitter, and she said that she's doing great. So that's a good thing. Lana's friends, Fiona and Allison fly in, and this is where we get an introduction of Lana's concierge service. Now, Lana has this business, you know, she's a multitasking woman. She has several businesses, which is excellent because it's just like me. I also have several businesses. But I just don't live in Vegas yet. But I'd like to believe I'm in the same lines along Lana, that we're both entrepreneurs and we care about our business and things that we do. Unlike some people I know who just like to follow along thinking that they have an entrepreneurial spirit and they don't. They're just basically copying. So this is where we get her introduction, her concierge service. So what happened was with these two women, they came in to Vegas. I guess their luggage got lost, and people who need something in a hurry or are looking for just basically a one-stop shop where they can get all of their things will contact LANAFUCHS, and she can set them up with makeup, with clothes, with shoes, even with food. I mean, basically, it's all there for the taking. And I think this is an excellent thing that she does, you know, for people. She's definitely a one-stop shop. And I think even if I wasn't stuck in a rut like these two women were, I would just go there, you know, just to get that kind of service. In the middle of the episode, Alicia gets Botox, and I'm like, who cares? You know, I think what I need to say is that you have all of these women who have different types of personalities, but only some of them flourish while others didn't. And again, I have to go back to the production of the show. Like, who are the producers? Where in their mind did they see like these different women would come together and be friends? Clearly, Lana likes Jennifer. They became friends. She likes Lori. They became friends. You could see that each of these women have an entrepreneurial spirit, and they relate to each other on that level. They all take their businesses seriously, and you know, and they have men that stand behind them, which is a good thing, because a lot of men don't like when women are self-employed or, you know, have a business or they're building an empire. I believe that some men can get pretty insecure when a woman is basically on her own, which is fucked up. But then, you know, you have the men that want to tag along because it's like a free ride, I guess. So, like I said, this is where we get Lana's introduction on her concierge service, which I think is fantastic. And it's good to have something like that in the event that somebody does need that kind of service. So getting back to everything else, my dog is like, I guess he's trying to jump down. And here we are. So Jennifer invites Lana and Lori to talk about the night that that they had their truce dinner. Now, Lana had put this truce dinner together kind of just to, let's just start all over. Let's put everything out there, who we are, let's be vulnerable, etc., etc. And after the truce dinner, Amy says that Natalia is having some kind of relations with her soon-to-be ex-husband. Now, I have a lot of things to say about Amy, and they're all not going to be good things. And whoever's watching this video, if you don't like it, I really don't care. The only thing I could say, if anybody sides with Amy, then you're just as fucking crazy as she is. Period. The end. The woman started trouble from the minute of the first episode, according to the way, the editing was done. Amy goes to Alicia. She tells Alicia that, Lana is having affairs, and she's this and she's that. She's going back and telling other people different stories. Anybody who has encountered women like this are just fucking psychos. There's no other way to put it. And then when they're doing background checks on them, it's like, why was she checking out Lana? She finds out this information about her, about a lawsuit and the logo. I mean, it's like, who cares? That's not even relevant information for you to say, oh, guess what I found about so-and-so. It's like, who really gives a flying fuck? That's nothing that you can use against anybody. Now, if you did a background check on somebody and you found out that they were a child molester and they were keeping that a secret, then I could understand. But to go and spread around all of these rumors and things that you were finding out about people, Amy, why were you doing these things? Please. I mean, later on in the show, like at the last episode, she's boohooing, crying, because once she was confronted about all her bullshit, she got really defensive. The minute that they all walked in, she was like, oh, this is an ambush, because Alicia wasn't there. And you know what, to be quite honest, there was no reason for Alicia to be there. There was no reason for her to be called upon to defend Amy. Amy clearly was creating all of this trouble. So if she was creating all of this trouble, then she should have been able to clear up her mess right then and there. But she didn't. The first thing she told to Lana and her sister Natalia was to go fuck themselves. That, to me, is not a way of you defending your actions as to why you're doing background checks on people, why you're telling person A one thing and then person B another thing, and being a hypocrite on both sides. None of this bullshit about, oh, well, I was raised with men and my mom. Everything, all the blame fell on everybody else. Amy took no responsibility for herself. Okay, now I'm not perfect, and neither is anybody else on this planet. Let's just get real here when it comes to something like this. We all do wrong things every now and then. Hopefully not every day, but you know what? I'd like to believe that when I lay my head down on my pillow every night, that I was good to mankind, that I helped somebody along the way. I just, that I did something good. I would not feel good, and this is just me, I'm not saying anybody else, I wouldn't feel good if I was friends with somebody and then pitting that person against the other person and then being friends with them and saying things about them. How would I look? Clearly, only a sick-ass person would do this. And if Amy ever saw this, I really could give a fuck how you feel about what I'm saying, okay? She was making death threats. Her mother was like, oh, no. That's just fucking low-class bullshit. And as I was watching the episode, it really, really pissed me off that this woman existed on this show, blamed all her problems on everybody else, took no responsibility for herself. In every episode, if you listen to everything that she said, she remembers at 3 years old or something like that when she was sitting on her father's lap. Then she knew him as a teenager. I mean, it's like, what's going on here? There was no consistency in her stories, in her upbringing, nothing. And I think her mother is the biggest codependent person on the planet. All of this, to me, just took away the essence from what I believe this show was supposed to be about. It was supposed to be about different women with different entrepreneurial spirits and how they run their business and live their personal lives with their family. TLC, the producers, whoever produced this show, failed to show all of that. Instead, they concentrated on a lunatic psycho like Amy and ruined the whole premise of the show. And I really believe that there were women out there who related to these women, who looked up to them in one form or another. Not Amy. Again, if you looked up to Amy, then you're just as sick as she is, because I don't see who would want to look up to something like that. But anyway, on the last episode, Jennifer decided to renew her vows with her husband because they never really had like a real wedding. And Lana, who is ordained, officiated the wedding. Now, at this last show, Amy decided to call everybody to a lunch, basically to explain herself. First, she went to Kim's house. Kim seems to be like the go-to person. And if you look at Kim and you look at the surroundings and where she lives, you can totally see why she would be a go-to person. And, oh, excuse me. I think that it's always nice to have a go-to person, but if you're gonna go to that go-to person, don't bullshit your way out of it. So, of course, Amy and her mom went there. They bullshitted their way into why the girls were hating on her. They all ended up having a dinner, and in this dinner, of course, that's where Amy starts all of the waterworks and things of that nature and just kind of blames all of her problems on everybody else. And there was absolutely nothing wrong with her. I was going to say something else, but yeah, let me say it. Amy, remember the movie Batman with Jack Nicholson and his Joker mouth? That's the way your mouth looks. There, I said it. I'm just going through my cards here. So Jennifer has her wedding, and it was very beautiful. It was outside in the desert. Amy had showed up late, and then she had the nerve to give a toast during dinner, which, why, I don't know. But anyway, she did, talking about the death that occurred in the desert. And it's like, why would you want to know that during a wedding? A wedding is supposed to be a celebration of marriage, of love and togetherness, and you have this dumbass over here talking about how people were killed in the desert in Vegas. And I need to say this. Lori did a photo shoot for her business, Rain Cosmetics. Her husband is absolutely fantastic. He surprised her with dinner. And as they're walking, he's talking about, that they really need to find a big board to, place the ad. Unbeknownst to her, he had a billboard ready promoting her thing. And she, turned around and looked, and there she was, all in Vegas. And I thought that was pretty cool. So at the end of this show, I have to say this. Jennifer, they started focusing on each person. And Jennifer is the kind of person who believes in second chances. But my whole thing is while somebody may deserve a second chance, I think that anyone in any kind of situation, when you're dealing with a person who has burned you in some kind of way, if you want to invite them back into your life, I would say be very careful when you do. You have to have your guard up because you don't know if that person is going to burn you like they did the first time around. Lori's message was more of, the kindness and humanity or humanitarian within her. Lori is not a mean-spirited person. She reminds me of my friend Lena, who's very loving but yet reserved. And I guess those are good qualities that I really don't have, because I'm the kind of person that if I'm not feeling you, I'm just not. And I'm not going to lie about it either. Amy, well, forget her, For me, she's like a lost cause. There's just no going back. The woman needs serious therapy. And until she gets that, she's just going to be hateful. She's going to be untrustworthy. And you can't believe anything that comes out of her mouth. Alicia, I don't know. She was just happy to be back doing her news thing, and, good for her. Jennifer, I think, I said she got married and she's loving life. I like what Lana had to say at the end of the show. It all ended with them, in the desert, looking over Vegas and, having a champagne toast. And Lana said, whether you love me or hate me, you will remember me. And I think that that's a good note, because we all exist on this planet. All of our industries, we're all going to get to know one person or another. We're not going to like everybody. We're not going to love everybody. We're going to love a lot of people, and we're going to like a lot of people, if that makes any sense. We're going to be good to some people, and we're not going to be good to others. I think it's just human nature on how we interact with each other. And I think that was the message that they were putting out with this show. It was nice to see all of them at the end doing a toast and celebrating their lives individually. But, again, I just feel like, the producers of the show really screwed up. They had the opportunity to really showcase each of these women, and I would have loved to see how each one of them flourishes. As a woman myself who owns my own business that's growing on a daily basis, I look for as much inspiration as I can get. So with that being said, this is Marabelle Blue signing off. I will be doing a commentary on The Bachelor because we're coming to a close with The Bachelor and Sean Lowe and him coming close to his choice and getting rid of Ashley. Thank God he did. That's another one. But that's for another time. So this is Marabelle Blue signing off once again, and I'll be back next time with another KEM Top Talk reality TV short. Bye.